Hey, welcome back to the Board Game Closet. My name's Jimmy.
I'm Rod.
And today we're going to take a look at Flick'em. This is put out by Pretzel Games and plays an amazing 2 to 10 people.
Amazing.
In only 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
This is a dexterity game, a Western dexterity game where you are flicking and killing and shooting and running through scenarios, all that kind of stuff. So let's take a look and see what you get in this big box.
All right.
Okay, so this is what you get in the box with Flick'em. Rod, do you want to talk about the components?
Okay, first of all, the components are... This is what this game is a component game, and it's fantastic with the components. There's very little to complain about. I mean, the first thing is this is the box that you actually get it in.
Yeah.
It's this wooden box. I mean, there's actually a cardboard piece that this slid into, but this slides in, so it's just a nice box, clean, keeps them separated nicely. You've got each of the buildings that have the blocks that hold them up, and they're nice and thick. The cardboard's thick. You have your group of cowboys and their little station, each one of us. And then, of course, you have your cowboys with your pieces that are by these meeples. They have their little cowboy hats.
Which is so cool.
They've got the barrels and the hay. There's pretty much, when you think of Westerns, they didn't leave hardly anything out. There's just so much to this. It's just fantastic. I mean, they even have a part, in the game where you're able to use a rifle, so you use this piece to flick it instead, so you get a straighter shot rather than do it freehand. So, and it does give you a lot straighter shot. It helps out a lot. There is no complaints when it comes to the parts. It is really, really cool. I mean, it's an expensive game, but you get so much with it. You understand why.
Yeah, and for a dexterity game, you want the pieces to last, right? You don't want to be dropping them and breaking them all the time. So it almost needs to be this heavier quality stuff. So, and
one of the things that was really nice is that the company they obviously thought ahead on things or realized that certain things. Like for instance, with these buildings, you're going to be sliding them in and out of here all the time. So they gave you these little plastic pieces that go over it's just like a thick tape, so they won't wear as easily. And that's just, neat little things that the company did to make sure that the product stays in good shape.
Okay, so let's talk about the rules to Flick 'em Up, how hard or easy it is to learn the game. And this is the rule book, and this is the smaller of the two books. So you're going to get a scenario book and a rule book, and half of this is in English and half is not. And so the instructions are not that complicated to learn. You're just going to be taking the first part of this book and going through. It basically tells you how to set things up, how to flick the items, because that's one of the most important parts of this game. Flick 'em Up is how to flick it and just how a turn basically works. And so on your turn, you get 2 actions. So they're going to tell you how to set it up, and then you take 2 actions. And so you can move and move, or you can shoot and shoot. You can do whatever you want to do in those 2 actions. You can pick something up. There's a number of different actions that you get, but basically you're just going to be taking your dude, and then you have these little bullets that go out on the table, and then you're just going to flick them. The main rule that you have to do is every single person that plays this game is going to want to put their finger behind and, just kill it. But that's the main rules. You can't do that. You just have to, free flick, free kick, free flick it, and knock the other guy over, and that's how you're going to do it. And so you have a movement token that you'll put out onto the table, and you flick that to say where your guy goes, and then you have the bullet, and you just shoot. And so there are buildings that you can go into, and you could be picking up items along the way. So there might be items that are randomly put out, and then you can make your way over there to try to see what that is and pick it up and use those items, things like that. Rod mentioned the rifle, which is really cool because you can put that out on the table, and then like he said, this kind of aims your shot a little bit better so that it's going to go right where you want it to go easier. So it's really cool, man. It's just got all the stuff in it that you'd want and expect in a dexterity fun type game. Yeah. And so it's pretty neat. So
yeah, I was very impressed.
At the end of our reviews, we like to do a simple 1-die rating. Should you buy it, play it, or hate it? Green means go buy this game and add it to your collection. White means maybe you wouldn't buy it, but you definitely play it. And then red means you wouldn't buy it and you wouldn't play it because you hate it. So we're going to get out.
Oh, one thing too, Tim's not here because his hands weren't big enough to play the game. But that's just...
So we put out our review and we reveal. What do you got? Green and a white. Okay, so tell us why you gave it a green.
Well, I gave it a green because, first of all, I am the one that bought it. But for my son, it's great for for mixed ages. It's great for the kids. I mean, it's 8 years plus. The only reason it's not younger is because the pieces are pretty small.
Right.
You don't want them chewing and swallowing them. Every time I play with my son, he just gets so much joy out of the game. And then I get aggravated because I lose. But it is a very, very fun game. I've enjoyed it every time I've played with him. Even at times where it's been the type of thing, I'm not sure I want to play. When we get out and start playing, it is a blast.
It's a blast, yeah.
So, I mean, I had nothing but joy with it. And any expansions, I know there's the horse expansion.
Yeah,
it's definitely cool. Something to pick up, that's for sure.
I say white because I already have a dexterity game that I really like, the Terror in Meeple City, or Rampage as it used to be called. And so I feel like I've got a good dexterity game in my arsenal. And so although I think that this one is cool and I actually like the theme of this one better, it's just the price point that holds me back from saying, hey, I need another one that does, you know what I'm saying? And so there's nothing negative about this game. So if you said, hey, I want to play this game, will you play with me? Totally. I'm gonna play and have fun and be terrible at my shooting because I'm terrible at flicking stuff. But I still would play it for sure. So, all right, so that's our review of Flickem. Thanks for checking out our video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. It helps us out so much. We got a lot more reviews on our website, BoardGameCloset.com. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and as always,
support your local hobby shop.
All right, so tell us what you would rate Flickem Up. Would you give this a red, a white, or a green?
Now, this is my favorite dexterity game. Tell us what your favorite dexterity game is.
Put it in the comments.
Do it below.
Put it in the comments. Flick them up.